6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm trying to run cows. So this ought to be interesting. Yup. Leave the gator right there, and I'm gonna go for a walk this morning. Yep, right there's a gator. So, oh yeah. So this morning Dad was like, or last night, he's like, I hope you move that skid loader over to the farm. I'm like, I got 2 feet that ain't broken. We're gonna haul manure today. I guess Jason's gonna load today. Not that I really wanna, but it is what it is. I'd rather work by myself, but on stuff like this, but it is what it is. Got me a chain that come out of the John Deere loader. We need it to drag this manure bucket out because we need to use it today. It's been years since we've used this, and we got this 3406 cat generator in the way. It needs to be spun this way, but he wants to keep it on the we got pavers right there so it don't freeze to the ground, but it is what it is. There's my other machine. I don't know how we're gonna go about getting the bucket out. Well, I was a bit concerned that this bucket wouldn't fit. The only thing is, there's a couple hoses down there for that quick catch that wouldn't necessarily fit, but that thing is the cat's meow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We can't get the thing off. Uh-oh. Oh no. Uh-oh. Ah, we got her off. Little cantankerous, but it is what it is. And then he's gonna run and go get the other bucket that he brought over with him. Oh yeah. Need to make sure my web is all ready to go, because there have been times where I've gotten out to the field and wondered why the beater ain't wanting to shove it back to the back. Well, that was a result in me not turning this sprocket here that speeds the web up and slows it down. Well, I guess we know that it fits in the barn. That's a good thing. So, yeah. Not so sure about the smaller pins, but it fits. Good deal. That should be the last bucket. You can blow the horn when I'm loaded. Maybe he's gonna put one more on me. He's a loader operator. I can't tell him how to do his job. Away we go. hose pop out. Darn it. Hose is fixed. I like going as soon as I see that manure start to spread. I don't like having to sit and wait for it to slop me, or for it to get back to the beaters. I mean, that's being unproductive. Okie dokie, so we got that done. Need to make haste because it is supposed to get up to, I believe, 39 degrees today. I don't know whether that's going to be at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, or 2 o'clock, but we need to make haste. He will blow the horn to stop me, just like you're supposed to do when you are loading a dump truck with a wheel loader. You blow the horn where you want your truck driver to stop. So the same concept applies to hauling manure, where you just pay attention and watch what your loader operator is doing. So far he likes it. It is what it is though. While that John Deere is getting paint. Believe it or not, that John Deere 675B that is in the shop is the same as that New Holland. Same manufacturer though, just different sized loaders. That's okay. You can definitely reach a spreader better though. I don't think he's bumping it at all. Guess I need to be in gear, ready to go when he blows the horn. Just like that. Put the thing in neutral. Let it coast backward, hold the brakes. And where's my loader operator? Oh, I hear him. There he is. What deal, bud? We get along for the most part. Seeing that he is family, and are there days that my brother-in-law just gets at me? Absolutely, but for the most part, we get along okay. We don't always see eye to eye, but that is just the long and the short of it. Gonna throw one more on me yet. Getting too impatient. Something's telling me that I don't think a New Holland L190 would fit in that barn. I don't see it. That's all the bigger machine that needs to belong in the barn is a New Holland L190 or a 80. L180. All the
bigger that belongs in that barn.
Let the frozen ground be your friend in farming. So we just got done switching buckets. It looks like you don't have that much more to go. There might be, I don't know. But that bucket that he has on the machine right now, that bucket used to be set up for the John Deere skid loader, which oh man, he got this cleaned out right quick. Which it used to be set up for that older John Deere, or the older New Holland skid loader, I mean. So when we got that quick change for the backhoe, it's got the same style mount plate as that skid steer does. It's got the newer, they don't have the hollow plate like the older John Deere's did. And when we got the quick change from when my grandpa had his 3400 Ford, we put the quick change on the Ford backhoe because we weren't going to sell a $2,000 item or so that did not come factory with his 3400 Ford. So then we took the mount plate, put it on the backhoe, and it had, what that bucket there had was, it kind of had something similar to the male part. It had the female part of the older style quick plate on that there, and so we just got rid of that part. I don't think he likes that smaller bucket because you can't get in right. So what he's going to do is drop that bucket. We might be having some problems because it is not, I don't know, what are we having problems with? I know for a fact if you don't grease that quick attach, it sticks. You need a bar? You want me to go get you a grease gun?
No, I don't know.
Huh? So this bucket, it fits, but it's a little finicky getting it back off of it, huh? Huh. That's weird. Oh well. It must be so, this part here must be so tight up against that it don't let it have any play, you know what I mean? That is mucho strange. Well, like I was saying, it had a different style plate on this here to adapt the older style John Deere, the hollow mount plate. We took that off when we got the other manure bucket, the bigger manure bucket for the John Deere skid loader, and we were never going to use this attachment again. It's a good thing we hung on to it because, well, as you guys see, we're utilizing it. I don't get why it's so stiff right here. That manure has something to do with it? No? It's kind of... Oh, you know what? Oh, okay, that ice has something to do with it. Okay. And that ice is a mongrel to get buckets hooked up and things like that. The only thing bad about that New Holland that I can see is you can't get into tight places like you can with that John Deere, but it is what it is, and that's what we got to work with at the minute. It ain't bad for a 67 horsepower machine, but there are limitations to where this thing, to what this thing is capable of doing, like fitting along the wallway over there and things like that, but we're making do with it. So I probably should stop here to help Junior get in and out between the wagons, because it is mucho tight. And well, he got in okay, because there's the tracks, so guess I'm going back up helping him bed that pin. I think Junior should be in here. Yep, he's in here. Oh, waiting on me. Or one or the other. So I don't know how Jason managed to get the machine in here to get himself a bale of corn fodder. We're gonna have to take my gator and get this wagon out of here, or do something different with it, because there's no way that I can see fit to get this loader in here. Or better yet, we're just gonna try and use the spear and pick up underneath probably this part and shove it that away. And it worked just like that. That thing is a little too big to be in here, but like I said, it's what we got to work with right now. That other John Deere skid loader fits in here perfect. I'm not saying this one don't, but it's a little big and cumbersome. Is bigger always better? Well, in this case, no. Is it all the more that we got to work with? Of course. That is a 2010 New Holland with a 2-speed travel in it, whereas that John Deere only has a singular speed travel in it. Since this is all we got to do, he can just go ahead and shake it off. Can't really shake it up and down in this barn because of the way that loader frame is on it. But you can with the John Deere. Not saying one is bad or the other, but it is what it is. The machine does okay when you're going just making straight runs back and forth, but it can be a little tricky when you're trying to get around things like the cow water or a post or things like that. manure fork there that he has on the loader now. There is the dirt bucket that he took off. That dirt bucket, or a manure bucket, is originally set up for bobcat, and believe it or not, I think there's like maybe a half-inch difference between New Holland, the mount plate, and bobcat. It was meant for our old bobcat skid loader that we had, and a bobcat in New Holland are a little bit different, but it's what Dad and Grandpa had back in the day, was that manure bucket there on their first bobcat, and that is what we're using to this day. Well, so we're done with the little pen here. So we're gonna bed this, put the cows back in, and then we are going to move down to the bottom barn and do that one down there. So we got one more pen to clean out, and then we'll be done up here. It goes quicker hauling manure with 2 people than it does just with 1 person. So you guys just think all I do is just stand around with a camera. Well, no, there are instances where I set the camera up and video myself working, so that you numbskulls that want to make accusations of me can see that I actually work. Just like I am told to stand right here in this opening so that the cows do not get out. There's a method to why we do things like we do. And I'm probably regretting setting the way that I am. I probably should have kicked the rear end of the spreader over that way, but we're making it work. So you guys see now why I am standing here, because if I wasn't standing here, the cows would just come right on through here. So that is why it is just easier for me to stay standing here and have that gate chained to that manure spreader, so that the cows can't move that gate out of the way and come out right out. You got a horn, use it. Oh well. Well, you thought you were gonna get through, didn't you? You were headed this way. Well, they are getting curious. But that's the life of a cow. Just like that one there. If I wasn't standing here, he would just come right out of here.